You ready, Jeremy?
Alex, I was just checking everyone fit and well after last night, and what about some Kevin Schade and Norgard being available?
Everyone in a fine place. Some tired boys, of course, naturally, after 2 games and the international week where the lot played good minutes, which we are proud of and happy with. They will be more than ready for Saturday. It's today they're allowed to be tired. The 3 players you're talking about is progressing well, all 3 of them, with Schade leading the race in terms of being the first available for potential squad. Then Ethan, then Norgard in that order. Schade could be available. That's something I need to think about for Saturday. It's Thursday. It's the day after. I'm tired today.
How good would that be? He's been missing for months and months. I mean, it would be great, wouldn't it, having him back?
Yeah, very good to have him back. That pace he got is incredible. His all-round play is very good. I just remember that fantastic action where he put it to the top corner against Crystal Palace home. I think it was that in September or something like that. So that seems like ages ago. So that'll be very positive.
No winner last night, Thomas, but today the referee, Andrew Madley, is actually being praised a lot for what happened with the VAR overrule. He was sent to the monitor, he said no penalty.
Yeah.
He gave you a free kick, the first time I think that's happened in the Premier League. So how much praise for the referee do you have?
Very much praise. I think in general, it's very tough to be a referee, and I think the referee and the VAR system is going through a lot of scrutiny. They just need to make one minor mistake, and we're dealing with human beings, and then everyone is on top of them, and it's a disaster, and blah blah blah. Which, of course, there's a lot of mistake. I'm not happy either when it's going against us. So I think it's very important that we also remember the good games, and there's a lot of good refereeing as well. And I agree. I think in general, Andy had a very good game. I think the 4 of them had a good game yesterday, and particularly in that moment was a big moment, and he nailed it.
It's another point, a clean sheet. You're 6 points clear of trouble, 7 games left. Are you safe?
We never talked about being safe or not safe, or relegation battle, not relegation battle. The only thing I'm focusing on is the next game, and looking into the performance we have put in. I'm happy with points in 2 games in a row, unbeaten run, Jeremy. Huh? We can smile on that, and that is part of how crazy it is. That is, I think someone mentioned yesterday. I can't remember. It was hasn't been since October that we managed to put points together 2 games in a row. So that I'm very happy with, and I'm very happy with. It's completely. We should have won against Man United. Yesterday was a draw. It was a 0-0 game. It was a draw. So that I'm also happy with, that, and consistency in the way we defend as well.
The next game is Villa. They've beaten you already this season. Last season you had a nightmare there. The roof fell in the first 15 minutes. It must be a really bad memory for you.
First 10. I think we were down 3-0 after 10 minutes. That was a bad day. Villa is a very good team. Villa Park is a very difficult place to be and play. Very difficult away ground. They've been almost unplayable there. Crazy good. So we know it's a big challenge, but we know if we hit a top level, then we can get something out of it, and that's what we will aim to.
And a goal or 2 from Ivan would help. He's not scored in 7 now. What's going on? Is he in a slump?
And I think most importantly is that he is getting on the end of chances, which he did. Also had a good chance last night and had a few against Man United. It happened with strikers. There's also a little bit of talk about an okay striker up in Manchester City, Holland. That strikers or good strikers, they will go through spells where they're not scoring. So in my opinion, it's just a matter of time before we score.
Just on your keeper, Flekken, man of the match last night. 50 touches, 6 saves, a clean sheet. Is he now well out of David Raya's shadow and now an absolutely top keeper?
I think he's been a top keeper all the time. I think the reason why we signed him was that we think and believe that he had a very good level. I think it's not the first time when a player moved to another league that it just take a little bit of time to adapt, and then he moved to the best and the quickest league in the world. I think actually he has adapted quite well, and then on top of that we've been hit with injury after injury after injury, also to the back four. We actually at this moment in time have our entire maybe preferred back four out. So he hasn't had that stability either to help him to settle in quicker. But I agree with you. I think not only the game yesterday, I think the first big moment was the Man City game home where he had a top game. Was that before Wolves? Where we won 2-0? I think it was just before. Yeah, and then he went to Wolves, got a clean sheet there, and he had a big save against Neto. So I think last 10 game-ish, I think he performed at a very high level. And I also think it's fair to say that the first start of the season was not as good as now, but I think that's been natural. So now it has a good level and the level we hope to see from him.
Just finally, Matthias Jensen's just been talking about your sleep coach, Alan West. I don't know how well you've been sleeping the last few months, but Matthias was saying that actually, she's been a big help. She wants to put sleeping pods into the training ground. Has sleep been a big factor in Brentford's performance?
I think that sleep is, of all the things we do to try to recover, try to stay, all the players also need to stay mental fresh, but also to recover from games, of all the food and supplements and foam rollers or massage and all that we're talking about, sleep is by far the biggest area that you need to be bang on if you want to recover well, and that's for players, coaches, everyone. So that's a big thing, and then something we try to work on. Yeah, definitely. You're welcome.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
You mentioned getting points in back-to-back games for the first time since October. Also, first clean sheet in 8. Do you feel like this is a turning point here?
I really hope. I think every single time we now we can build on this. We seems to get a minor setback with another injury or a crazy situation or the red card in Burnley, all these things. So I really hope so. What I also learned through a long life, but also long life in football, is that the things we can affect is the things we are capable of, what I can do something about. I can't do something about a potential red card to a player or an injury. Of course, we're looking into to try to improve that. But what we can focus on is our performances, try to improve players, try to make a good plan, try to train them well, and all that we have done the whole season. And hopefully all these things is adding up so we can hopefully get points 3 games in a row.
I want to get your thoughts on the job Unai Emery is doing. The second season with the club, they finished 7th last season, and now they're pushing for a Champions League finish.
I think him and his staff and the players have done a very good job. I always, when I look at other coaches, always look at how their teams are structured offensively and defensively, and that's very important for me. So when I see other coaches do that in a good way, which I think Unai do, then I'm always a little bit extra impressed. And he's impressed me with the way he's got the team, how he made the team play even better. And also he is clearly a coach that's very curious and reflecting and constantly want to improve, and definitely constantly want to improve. Not that I have followed him through his whole entire career, but there's something that impressed me, the way they, at Villa, how they build up phase 1 and 2. I think that's something that he's really been working on and changed and added to the way his team has been playing. So constantly want to improve the team, and I like the things I see.
One of the players in his squad you know very well, Ollie Watkins, we don't know if he'll be fit for the game, but I just wondered your thoughts on how he's improved under Emery. He's already surpassed his Premier League goal tally for last season. He's on 16 now. How do you feel he's managed to improve his game, and how do you stop him at the weekend if he is to see to it? That's something.
Yeah, good question. I think he's improved well, I must say. I think Ollie has always been a good deep runner and a good to arrive in the box. And I think he's still good at those areas. Maybe, just added more consistency to it, more repeated good positions in the box, or getting in good position from running in behind. So no, he's clearly a player that we need to stop for try to get something out of the game. So we're very aware of Ollie and all his qualities, but I think there's other very good players we need to stop. I think Diaby, Bailey, Tielemans, I think McGinn. I think there's a lot of players that get praise, well deserved. I think he's maybe been the best player for them this season. A little bit underrated. Get the team ticking, still scoring goals, still making assists. Seems to be the glue. And I know Louis Douglas is maybe taking more headlines, but I think for me McGinn is the glue in that team.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Anything else before we